All set, Austin.
All right. So this week's code of conduct is speak and act supportively of ECI as a company and of our workers. So, speak good about the company, even if you're having a little issue, try to speak good and, only voice that issue to the people that can solve it for you because, gossip never helps. So that's code. Hello. We've had 10 days without a recordable injury and then 4 days from the last first aid injury. I also want to mention last week we talked about putting dig safes on the job site files in Foundation. And we're having some issues with that. So we decided to put them in the under the foreman and supervisors channel on Teams under files, and then I'm going to put them by job name there, so you can just find them right down there if you need to see them. Today, I want to talk a little bit about slips, trips, and falls, mainly in winter conditions, because it's that time of year, things are getting cold and freezing up out there. So the best way to control slipping is walk slowly. Yeah. Have a plan, take your time, take small deliberate steps. Don't be in a hurry, don't be running around the job site or to your vehicle or something like that. Wear good footwear that has a pretty good sole resistant and or some type of traction aid. Watch out for the black ice. That it hides. It'll get you. And then before you go into buildings, dry your feet off as much as you can. Use that mat. Because tile floors can get pretty slick. In the winter or all the time, avoid carrying so much that you obstruct your view. Scan your route 6 feet ahead. Have a plan. Take multiple trips if you have to. Ask for assistance or use equipment that's on site. It might be asking the operator to just pick something up and move it for you, so you don't have to. So just be careful and ask for help when you need to. Oh, I guess. Oh. Take extra care when you're getting out of vehicles and equipment. Use those 3 points of contact. Use handholds to get down. Step slowly out onto the surface and test it before you step down. Put your full weight on there, because don't just jump down and have the piece of equipment. Thinking the ground's fine. That's how things happen. We've had people fall, they're hurting the shoulders, things like that, hurting the knees. Frost blankets. Um, don't walk on a snow-covered or ice-covered frost blanket. Um, you never know what's hidden under the blanket or the snow's covered of tools, materials. The blanket might be covering an open hole. Last year we had an issue with someone, walked across a frost blanket and then stepping in a hole that was underneath it. If you do need to walk on them, make sure the snow and ice is clear. Make sure it's dried off. Um, and then make sure things are marked underneath so you don't end up stepping in a hole or tripping over, some material that got left under there. You know, in the winters, say concrete site, there's a lot of wood involved, and a 2x4 that was pretty visible the first day could be covered up overnight by snow. So you got to look out for those things. Then keep your work site safe. Every morning, if you got snow, make sure you take the time to clear it off. Where you're gonna walk, where you're gonna work. If you need to, use salt or sand to assist in traction. You should have some type of salt or sand on site every day in case it freeze thaw creates ice. You need to melt it. So, have that salt on site in a 5-gallon bucket or something. Try to keep your work areas as dry as possible. So if you got a, say, concrete mixer, make sure they clean out and don't leave a big water spot where it's going to freeze right in your walkway. Yeah, be aware of the freezing and thawing. It's not just the ice you got to worry about. It's the mud and all that. They also get slippery. And then one of those other slide I found, it's, not winter, but, if you do have a slope or something that you have to walk up and down a bunch of times, build a nice stairway or something like that down to it. Just be safe, take it slow, and, watch what you're doing. So that's all I have for you.
Yeah, plan ahead is one of the best things we can do in the winter conditions, is really plan ahead and try to remove and eliminate slip, trips, and hazards by all the best practices that Austin talked about here.
I'll be walking on frost or concrete blankets. Best thing to do to throw down a couple planks, make sure they stay dry and ice free. That way you're standing on something firm and won't slide under you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take over the screen.
Is it working, Ken? There you go.
Yep. See it okay?
There it goes.
Good. Okay. Avoiding
was
slips,
stuck.
trips, falls. Thank you, Austin. So announcements, we have the Christmas holiday. In case you hadn't noticed, we're at the end of the year. Holy
Yep.
cow, there's only 3 full weeks. And 1 week it has the holidays, starting the holiday in it. And then, that obviously things are going to come to an end quickly here for the year. It's going to close fast because it's creeping up on us. So Christmas holiday schedule, we're looking at Friday, that's the 22nd, before the long weekend. At 6:45 a.m. to noon would be hams and bonuses. Bonuses, Ben, you're giving out bonuses?
Yep. And you just said it, so I'm doing it for sure now.
Oh, right. So that would be at the ECI office, operations office, I should maybe clarify. And then Friday later on that day at noon, we'll have the Christmas barbecue. We'll close early for the Christmas barbecue at the main shop. And then on Monday, of course, is Christmas itself, so we'll be closed for Monday. Then New Year's holiday schedule will probably mostly close and shut down jobs, early afternoon at the latest, probably, I would think, for most jobs.
Yeah.
And then on Friday the 29th, which puts us into the long weekend again, and I messed up that, didn't I?
It's
You
okay.
get Monday off again. That'd be the January 1st, 2024, I guess I meant to say, didn't I? I couldn't bring myself to write 2024 yet. That was a problem.
You can fix it next week, Ken. Next week is our last full week, is what you're saying then.
Yeah, really. So then also I have an announcement here, a call for deer and bear photos of ECI's successful hunters. To please submit them for next week. And I have, again, the sad news that Ken Munson passed away when he went deer hunting. And I left the announcement on here because it's as a reminder that there'll be a celebration of Ken's life on Sunday the 10th between noon and 4 p.m. at the VFW on Exchange Street in Middlebury. It looks like maybe my photos didn't get downloaded, so I'll click that. And we'll scroll down again. Okay. And let's see, what else we have? Oh, we have the 2023 ECI annual employee giving. There are, like we have done in the past years, there's the Classic Mike Lawyer Foundation, the Vermont National Guard Charitable Foundation, the UVM Medical Cancer Foundation, and Make-A-Wish. So all great causes, and who should anyone check with? Most people probably pretty much know about it, but who should anyone check with, Ben, about
So,
following up on a contribution if they're interested in doing so?
so run it up the chain to your supervisor or your manager, or you can always go and let Sarah know. Sarah Wallen has what we have is a master spreadsheet with all our names on it. And all we got to do is give her a call, get the word to her. We can donate ATO. We could give her cash. We accept cash. Actually, a lot of people still do that. Or we can do a payroll deduction of any amount you would like from your payroll. It makes it a lot easier. So any of those methods, but let Sarah know, or also let your foreman or your supervisor know they should all be briefed. And if they're not, tell them they better figure it out for them, because I think we've gotten to everybody by now. So Ken, if you would like to donate, those are your methods.
Okay, well, good. Thank you. I'm awful proud of how well we have all responded in the last multiple years that we've done this. Last year was in excess of 23,000, I believe, 23 and some change. That's great. I mean, I can't say enough about it and how proud I am of everybody for, being so charitable and giving towards these different charities.
It's very fitting for this time of year, Ken, and also a lot of our employees donated to take care of Ken Munson's
Yes,
do the processing and do the mount for the deer, for his deer that he had.
Yeah,
and help him out with some of the expenses for the thing that's coming up on Sunday. I mean, it was almost $3,000 of just employee donations towards that.
Nice.
That
Nice.
we were
Very nice.
able to get to them this week to help out
Very
with Ken.
special.
So
Yep.
that says a lot for the character of you all at ECI. Appreciate it.
100% agree there. Okay, we'll move on to this is the Associated General Contractors of Vermont. That's the AGCVT, had their annual meeting. At the lunch meeting, ECI was recognized as one of the initial 8 contractors that enrolled in the newly formed BOSHA Safety Alliance program. Each contractor received a flag to display in recognition of their participation. There we all are out there.
So Ken, I want to
Yes.
thank you. I want to thank you for being the president
Yeah.
of AGC. I didn't know if Ken was going to tell us that, because he's kind of humble that
Oh,
way.
I do have fear about that. I got to say that, the best thing about being president, being the past president.
Yeah.
No, it actually was a great experience. It was good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. So I have here the evening banquet was a more formal event that included the induction of the new directors and executive officers, with myself handing off the gavel to Jason Seacard, the incoming president. The program also included awards, a speech from Governor Phil Scott, and fireworks, as maybe a lot of people saw in the news.
Cool.
So these actually were 2 awards that we, as an organization, were given and recognized for this year, related to some of the legislative advocacy, and really not so much about advocacy towards our industry, but in general, because the AGC was helpful on a very bipartisan way of helping candidates who want to participate by being a legislator, helping them get set up and understand the ins and outs of how to do that. So, and we were very successful, and it was pretty cool. It was spearheaded by Matt, the guy, Matt Musgrave. He's standing right next to me, actually, just to the other side of me. One side is Governor Scott, and the other side is Matt. And Matt Musgrave was really put together the program and drove it, and a great thing, and got recognized for that at national levels. We're talking about here, AGC National recognized, as well as another association group. So there I am, getting my my honorary plaque from Jason as I just passed off the gavel to Jason. So now I step back. I have a link here to the ECI Wellness Care Program. And today we're talking about the Dorset Street signal improvements. And Matt Saganowicz is going to present for us. Matt, do you want to take over the screen or do you want me to scroll?
No, I will take over the screen. I've got
Perfect.
a couple of things set up. So let me just take it over here and we'll make this pretty
And
flawless.
You can finish up on the the archive project too. Just read
great.
about it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Rather than switch it back to me.
No problem. You guys can see my screen here. ECI is contracted
Yep.
South Burlington. Okay, great. So ECI was contracted with, or is contracted with, the city of South Burlington to replace the signal systems at Dorset Street intersection with Williston Road and Kennedy Drive. So that whole corridor, I have a map I'll show you guys after. And the upgrade, the signals, 6 signals in between Kennedy Drive and Williston Road. The replacements involve new concrete foundations up to 20 feet deep. All intersections require new conduits to connect the signals to the controller boxes. The work included areas of new sidewalk, curbing, and asphalt. Those areas were disturbed because we had to go with like conduits or, sleeves under the roadway. So there was a lot of pieces and parts that needed to be put back together. And the concrete guys and the asphalt guys really, kept up with us and kept pedestrian traffic going really smoothly. The contract, this is a pretty good change order. It was pretty unique and pretty proud of it. People are still trying to figure it out. I'm going to play a video here to kind of show you how it operates now. You guys probably drive through this every day. The contract also included a change order for Williston Road and Dorset traffic pattern improvements. And I'm going to play that right now, but I'm going to switch screens just to make it go smoothly. Matt gave me a little rundown on this, so there shouldn't be any hiccups. I say that.
Yeah, the pressure is on, Matt.
The pressure is on. Okay, does everybody see South Burlington Public Works here?
Yes.
Awesome, here we go. This is a really nicely put together, it's on their website, so it kind of public outreach to let people know the new patterns. And here we go.
Cool.
The intersection of Williston Road and Dorset Street is undergoing changes to help ease traffic congestion and improve safety for all users. In the current configuration, westbound traffic on Williston Road has 2 left turn lanes and 2 through lanes. For people continuing straight through the intersection to get on I-89 or go into Burlington, they are required to shift to the right to stay in their lanes and proceed through the intersection. There are also crosswalks for pedestrians crossing Dorset Street, the hotel driveway, and the eastern leg of Williston Road. In the future configuration, westbound traffic on Williston Road will have 1 left turn lane, 2 through lanes, and 1 right turn lane. This eliminates the lane shift and allows drivers to proceed in a straight line to continue into Burlington or onto I-89 southbound. For those wanting to turn left onto Dorset Street, there will be only 1 left turn lane, which provides enough capacity to keep traffic moving smoothly. The right turn lane is now for entering either the hotel driveway or for getting onto I-89 northbound. The last change is that there will be an additional crosswalk across Williston Road, so pedestrians can cross in any direction on a crosswalk while all traffic is stopped. Please stay alert and take extra caution while everyone adjusts to the new intersection design.
It's going to be better, a lot better, Matt.
Yeah, for sure.
That lane shift caused some quite a few problems.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a nice improvement. And I was, when they presented it to me, I was all for it. There's still some confusion out there, but we'll get it.
That's because everyone was confused with the old pattern, not because
Right.
they're of any other reason.
Exactly.
Now that lane needs to be paved, Matt. That on-ramp lane is rough.
Yes, no, it'd be nice to do a nice milling project and new pavement project through that whole intersection.
Right.
I would suggest that, but I think Jim, you'd probably kick my butt.
Yeah. Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe we could get it done by the end of the year.
Hey,
Well, you keep
So
telling
you
us
get
about
some
all
pictures.
yeah.
Yeah.
You keep telling us about all these change orders. Get another one.
Right.
Hey.
Right. True.
no problem. So I'm back to the original screen. Everybody can see the
Yep.
original with the map on it. Everybody good? Okay,
I
good.
see it.
So the widening, and I should have kept the other video up. Yeah, it's not a really good section here, but just basically we had to move the on-ramp portion, slide it over 2 feet. And with that slide came curb, granite curb, new sidewalk relocation, and then paving all that area in. And I think it turned out really well. So during construction and the foundation design process and installing these foundations for the new signal systems on Kennedy Drive, and really we had the issue on Williston Road. We also encountered running fine sand below the groundwater level at the first 11-foot foundation, steel casing, concreted foundation installed on Williston Road. The condition resulted in an immediate 4 inches of settlement. So once we encountered that, we all got together and came up with a plan. ECI responded by driving an additional 9 feet of the casing and drove it down further for the groundwater cutoff. The additional casing was successful and was used at the remaining foundations at Williston Road. So the ground conditions were not as great as we thought they were. We drove the first 11-foot casing, it started to sink. So at that point, that one was driven already. So we had to do a vertical weld for the next piece, but all the other ones were installed, I believe, and I could be wrong, the guys will have to correct me, they might have had to weld more pieces onto them, but all 20-foot sticks. So
Wow.
20-foot sticks in the ground. The foundation, the actual concrete foundation depth stayed the same, but it kind of toe-nailed it in and it got cut off the groundwater, so it was stable. We've used this in the past on other projects and it's been very successful. So this is the corridor. I hope you guys can see it really well. This is Kennedy Drive. This was a span wire. We replaced a whole new intersection, complete intersection replacement. Same with the Williston Road and Dorset Drive. That was a span wire. I think you guys have noticed they're mast arms now. They look really good and clean. Everything else in between already had mast arms. So what they did was they chose to upgrade the equipment. A lot of the newer equipment safer, more visual, and we installed new detection. So this whole corridor, I don't know if you've driven down it recently, but it's a pain in the butt. It takes you forever to get down there. Once we're finally completed, it'll be a lot easier, a lot less congested. You won't be stopping at every red light. It'll be a lot better, maybe like a shortcut to work or something to get you there quicker. Won't be such a pain to drive through. So here is a picture. During the, so there's original conduit sleeves under the roadway to connect the old system, and they wanted us to use those. And the problem with using them is they weren't to the capacity that we needed that they said they would be. So we did another change order to install some new sleeves to give adequate conduits and spares for the new signal systems. You can see Larkin's new building in the background here. And the guys are just frost cutting the pavement so we could dig it up and put in our new sleeves. We chose to do this work at night just because of traffic. It's one of the busiest intersections in the state. You can see here where we're starting to peel away some pavement and we're going to start digging it out. Oh, it looks like we work in any weather condition here. A little bit of rain going on. You can see that we're digging them out for the new sleeve here. And then here's the guys connecting a lot of utilities on Dorset Street. They're everywhere. Luckily, you know, we took good photographs. Tanner and the crew took good photographs and tried to keep up with all the utility conflicts out there. We can see a nicely laid conduit sleeve, and we'll actually put more conduits in this sleeve. Here is a good example of, we had to pass through here with a sleeve and then repair the concrete. Afterward, the concrete division was always there, ready to go to stay ahead of us. So like the pedestrian paths were passable and safe for the pedestrians. It went really good. And you can see here, you know, we don't want anybody to step in the new concrete, so we kind of over abused cone quantity.
That's where all
As
our
you guys-
cones went.
Yeah, they weren't on my job, you guys. And then here is the guys driving in one of the 20-foot cylinders for the foundation. These go really well. You know, they work so good. You know, look at you know, the disturbance here is very minimal. And I don't know if you guys know, this is Peter Larson and Tanner Chaffee. Look at this work.
We didn't
What?
mention in the write-up our subcontractor, one of our prime subcontractors either. You know, Christ
Oh, Christ Electric.
Electric.
Yes. So
Should have
Steve
mentioned that.
Yeah, no, he is great to work with. We started working with him now maybe 3-4 years ago. He's an electrician, but he looks at the whole project and really, you know, feels like it's almost like he's an ECI employee because he just
Right.
gets right involved, you know, make sure the quality of the work is good with us, you know, to meet the
With his
electrical
dad,
standards.
right?
Yep, with his dad. Yep. So you can see here, nicely laid conduit run, nice and smooth. Everything came up perfectly in the middle. Grounding wire. We do put on a riser here that will be removed because the top portion needs to be exposed concrete. And it looks like we use SD Ireland to pour these, and you can see the guys, you know, are following suit with the trunk to get the concrete in the tube so it doesn't like splash out at the bottom. And let's see, Calvin. I can't tell who that is, maybe Tanner. But yeah, no, it went really well. This is a cleaned out foundation, and of course you see a nicely section of clay down here.
Right.
Which that isn't a bad thing, right? Because it kind of plugs it from like groundwater coming up, or
Yeah, that makes a nice plug.
yeah, that, and you could see it's like pottery down there. So this was one of the casings that we started to drive, and it immediately started to settle. So the guys got together, we got everything lined up and ground, and looks like they put some little guides on there and welded it up and drove it, and it worked perfectly fine.
Yep, Matt was on vacation that week and we just fixed it for him. Took care of his problem.
I came to work, I heard all the news, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? And they're like, it's already taken care of, Matt. So thank you guys very much for that. I love how everybody just pulls together and just gets the job done. This is, I think this is just, this is the span pole right by the slip lane coming off of Wilson Road onto Dorset. And it looks like the guys are just working on a luminaire and got the arm or the mast located. We do have to use the bigger flatbeds to bring in this stuff, especially the arms, because they're all preloaded. We hang them up. It's really efficient, works really well. And then you can see the crane here lifting. Again, I think this was the night we set all the masts. So these aren't arms, but still handy with the crane. Fly them in, set them in, very safe. Luckily, power wires in these locations were very limited, but still a concern as always, and caution to work around. This is Larkin over here, or the old Holiday Inn. So this is that corner with the new dedicated right turn lane. You could see the guys have the mast arms up, bagged at this time until we could take down the other span wire. New traffic cabinet. And that's about it. The project is still moving forward. We have everything in the middle to kind of work with, but all the ground infrastructure is done and sealed in thanks to the concrete division and the paving division. Everything's ready for winter plowing, sidewalks, all that great stuff. So from the photo archives, Dorset Street, Potash Brook Culvert Project, September 2001. I thought this was the one by
Grandview condos, I think, in
Oh.
the
Yeah, just past the
Gotcha.
Kennedy Drive.
just south of
Intersection.
right.
Yeah.
okay. Because I know we
And-
did one kind of closer to Heinsberg Road in that parking lot that was pretty deep. It was like a stormwater replacement.
The
I'm not-
interstate overpass would be just to the left, right?
Oh, gotcha. Yep. I'm not
That's
sure.
Ben Dow with the orange. I think,
Yep.
is that Lee Brown from Vermont Gas? Can't
Yep.
tell. Looks
And
like.
then
it.
on the
so.
left is Steve Shagnon.
Steve,
Oh,
okay.
Look at
Yep.
Steve Shag. See his
Yeah.
ponytail.
Yeah.
What was that? An 8-inch gas, main gas?
Looks like a
pretty
good
big.
size one.
yeah.
Very
Yep.
cool. Good shoring.
Yep.
Wow, great.
So
And
that's what we got.
That's it.
Turn it back over to Matt and
Yep.
Austin.
Let me de-click here, and there we go.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Thank you all for attending. If you watched the group setting, just please send over a text message or email. We can capture attendance. Let's finish the week off strong. Let's be safe today. Let's have a great day.
Okay, thanks. Take care.
Thank you,
Everybody.
everybody.